Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Cronin's Chronicles. I'm Jonathan Taylor, and today we'll be interviewing Booker T. Washington, famed educator and activist. So, Booker T. Washington, when were you born?
I was born April 5th, 1856.
How long were you a slave before being freed and becoming the man you are today?
I was 9 years old when I was freed in 1865 by the 13th Amendment.
What was your family like?
I was born into slavery to a white father. I knew little of him. I also had a black slave mother who lived on a rural farm in southwest Virginia.
What were some of the career paths you took early in your life growing up?
My first real job was a coal and salt mine in West Virginia, after which I attended the Hampton University in Virginia.
How many times have you been married, and how many kids do you have?
Well, I have been married 3 times. My first marriage was Fanny Smith. We had 1 kid. Her name was Portia Washington. Fanny died in May 1884. I was married to my second wife, Olivia Davidson, in around 1885. We had 2 kids, Booker T. Washington Jr. and Ernest Davidson Washington, before she died in 1889. My current wife, Margaret James Murray, we don't have any kids. We're sort of working on it.
You're known for your many speeches. What was one of your most powerful speeches in your opinion?
In my opinion, one of my most powerful speeches would have to be the Atlantic Compromise speech. I gave it at the International Exposition in Atlanta.
Did you have any enemies when you were into politics?
I had one enemy, W.E.B. Du Bois.
What were the things you and Du Bois argued about?
We had different points and views. We sort of argued about the way education should be taught. I value the industrial education towards actual jobs available to the majority of Negroes at the time. Du Bois demanded a classical liberal arts education among an elite he sort of called the talented 10th.
Who were some of your friends in politics?
Some of my friends in politics would have to be Andrew Carnegie, William Howard, John D. Rockefeller, I think, Henry Hutlerson, and Julius Rosenwald.
What did you do during the Jim Crow laws and the inhumanity of lynching publicly?
I probably contribute funds for legal challenges against segregation and disfranchisement.
When you were invited to the White House by President Roosevelt, how did it make you feel?
It made me feel special that I was chosen out of all the black speakers to go to the White House, and I was honored to have had such an honor put upon me, and also to be invited by the president for the accomplishments I have made over the years.
Did you receive any academic achievements?
I was granted an honorary master's degree from Harvard University around 1896, I think. An honorary doctorate from Dartmouth College in 1907.
Looking back at your life, what was one of your greatest achievements of all?
That would have to be probably the establishment of the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. That was the only black school in that time.
Who do you think you influenced over the years of your life?
I wouldn't say influence. I think I would say improved Negro education and better race relations.
If you could change one thing about your life, what would it be?
I would change that I haven't spent enough time with my kids. I think, looking back, I think that would probably be the reason why I didn't spend enough time with my kids. Just because my dad was a white person, he didn't really want to be seen around black kids, and one of his kids being a black kid. So I guess that's probably the most reason why I don't spend enough time with my kids.
This concludes our broadcast. Thank you, Mr. Washington. And this has been another edition of Cronin's Chronicles. I'm Jonathan Taylor. Have a nice day.